Well, French President Emmanuel Macron this week had called for an emergency meeting in Paris with European leaders to address tensions with the US over Donald Trump's pursuit to acquire Greenland, as well as tariffs. Mr. Trump had said that he will not attend that meeting because he had said Mr. Macron would not be leading his country for much longer. But now, Mr. Macron has said that we need to defend our interests when the rules are not respected and stand by our Danish friends when they are challenged. This, as Trump has also commented and said that Macron is rough when I am not around. Listen in to the latest remarks coming in from the US President and the French President.
I think I get along very well with them. I mean, they always treat me well. They get a little bit rough when they're, when I'm not around. But when I'm around, they treat me very nicely. And, I like both of them. They're both liberal.
Mais comme je l'ai dit, je lui ai proposé, il y a une instance de coordination qui est pertinente et que la France préside cette année, qui est le G7. Et donc ça peut être une occasion. Mais après, je pense qu'il faut nous être extrêmement calmes et rester là où nous sommes. Et en particulier, sur l'agenda économique, continuer d'avancer pour plus de croissance en Europe, défendre nos intérêts quand les règles ne sont pas respectées. Et puis être aux côtés de nos amis danois quand ils sont bousculés. Et c'est ce qui est attendu d'un allié, d'un Européen.
Priyanka Deo tracking how this dynamic is likely to play out. She joins us with all the details at the moment. Priyanka, while other European leaders have tried to keep a measured tone to prevent this current transatlantic dispute from escalating, Macron has come out swinging. There's no Trump-Macron meeting also lined up in Davos. Take us through the US President's key address that is likely to come up, and is this tension likely to play out and affect the dynamic currently?
I don't think in his keynote, but the latest exchange between Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron is less a personal spat and more a window into, I would say, how Trump views power, alliances, and leverage inside NATO. So Trump's remark that European leaders like Macron are tougher when he's not around, but very, very accommodating when he is, reflects a long-standing belief of his that American presence and pressure forces clarity. In Trump's view, allies often criticize Washington publicly, but privately acknowledge the reality that U.S. power underwrites European security. By pointing to France and the UK's struggle with immigration and energy, which he's, by the way, pointed at before he's going to Davos, Trump is making a broader argument. Europe, he says, faces deep domestic challenges while continuing to rely on the United States for defense, for deterrence, for power, for escalation control. So from his perspective, that imbalance cannot continue without adjustment and rebalancing, recalibrating. Macron's response stresses consistency and calm, but it also highlights the gap that Trump keeps pushing on. Macron calls for defending European interests and standing by Denmark, particularly amid tensions over Greenland, but Trump sees it very differently. If the U.S. is paying the bulk of NATO's bill and absorbing the strategic risk, then it expects some leverage here. It expects it not be that unfair, not just symbolic solidarity, which the U.S. has been having for years now. So this exchange really just captures Trump's core argument for NATO. He's not rejecting alliances, but he's demanding that they work on clearer and more balanced terms.